Hello, Dungeon Masters. Welcome along to our newest map-making time-lapse. This map took me a little longer than normal, around 50 minutes, but I've compressed it down to just 10 minutes of viewing for you. I could have gone much longer, adding more details, such as pickaxes and other tools scattered around, or maybe a small forge to make repairs. I decided against that as I wanted these videos to be as quick and as simple as possible so that anyone could replicate it at home. I hope this helps inspire you to make your own maps on Dungeon Alchemist. I needed a point of interest map for players to discover whilst trekking across the desert. This could be part of my Storm Diver random encounters list, or perhaps a specific requirement from the main questline. You know, something like, "Our mine in the desert has failed. To send shipments now for 3 weeks. We're worried something's gone wrong, but cannot spare the people to go and check due to insert reason here. Maybe you could go and check what has happened and work with the foreman, Jeff, to resolve the situation." The main features of this map are clear: a deep canyon with a mine and a rail track. There are some nice little extras dotted around too. I loved making the climbing route spikes on the eastern side. The shovel handles look like rusted metal climbing spikes. Both sides of the canyon have a different way to get down or up that doesn't include the railway. The reason for this is I want the railway bridge to be available for collapse, or certainly to look like it will. Nothing like a tense situation where the players are only halfway down and there's a series of cracking and crunching and creaking sounds. I also want the players to have options for how they descend, as I may have this mine be overrun with enemies and give them that rare opportunity to ambush the enemy for once. I also enjoyed making my own version of a cactus fruit's prickly pear. If this was a Storm Diver campaign random discovery encounter, there would be no need to worry about the hiring process, as the players have their own reasons for entering the desert after the storms that ravage its surface, revealing different locations no longer covered in sand. I would allow the players to take pretty much anything of value they can find. I made sure to put a few crystal nodes in the base of the eastern wall. The mine should have some pure ore to gather and take home. Perhaps this mine was constructed in this dangerous place for a mixture of coal and a rare metal such as adamantine or mithril. Even a small quantity of this metal being recovered would be a huge success for a player party. They would have to carry it all out before the next great storm, so it wouldn't be too hard to control the amount they recover to a balanced amount for your campaign. So now you've heard some brief examples of how I would use this map, why don't you pop a comment below letting me know how you would use this map? Okay, so we will need some description for our players to get them immersed in the location. So here are some for you to tinker with. The desert canyon stretches out like a jagged wound through the desert landscape, its walls carved deep by the forces of nature over millennia. Above the canyon walls, the desert landscape is dotted with scattered red rocks and sparse cacti, their hardy forms enduring the relentless sun and dry winds. Despite the harsh conditions, these resilient plants are in full bloom, their spiky forms adorned with vibrant flowers. Red and purple prickly pears protrude from their branches and pads, adding splashes of colour to the otherwise stark landscape. These odd fruits with their vivid hues stand out against the muted tones of the desert. Some of them are partially eaten, probably by the far-ranging birds or insects, hinting at the hidden abundance of the land. The sandy terrain, a mosaic of reds and oranges, seems almost barren, yet life persists in this unforgiving environment. Inside the canyon, the walls descend steeply, revealing a world markedly different from the surface above. Here, in the depths of the canyon, the floor is parched and cracked, the dry earth forming intricate patterns of desolation. The ground seems thirsty, split into jagged crevices that hint at long absence of rain. Dust devils occasionally dance across this barren landscape, lifting the fine desert sand into the air. A lonely mine set into the floor of the canyon that could have once been a deep river. The entrance to the mine is a dark, gaping maw, surrounded by the remnants of its industrious past. Rusting tools, old carts, and the decaying remnants of the wooden supports scattered around, evidence of the once bustling activity. The mine descends into the earth, with its tunnels delving deep to follow the rich veins of minerals hidden beneath the canyon's floor. Nearby, a long, dry well stands as testament to the attempts to harness the scarce water of the canyon. Now it serves as a somber reminder of the harshness of this environment, its stone edges crumbling and worn. The well and the mine together paint a picture of humanoid determination and the relentless pursuit of resources even in hostile landscapes. Veins of minerals still streak through the exposed area of the canyon walls and floor, their black patches and lines clearly visible against the reddish rock. These veins are exposed, a silent promise of untapped resources waiting to be extracted. Above the canyon, a rail track crosses the gorge, a marvel of engineering that seems almost out of place in this rugged terrain. The track, weathered but sturdy, provides a route down into the depths of the canyon. There also appears to be wooden platforms with ladders down the steep wall on the western side of the canyon. The eastern side appears to have a set of climbers' spikes, now rusted yet firmly rooted in the walls, creating a precarious path for those who need to descend. The track is supported by sun-scorched aged beams and rusted metal, creaking under the weight of time and use. The canyon floor is a mixture of rock and sand. The air is cooler here, shaded from the harshest rays of the sun by the towering canyon walls. In the quiet of the canyon, the occasional call of a bird or the rustle of a small animal can be heard echoing in the vast emptiness. This desert canyon, with its mine set into the floor and the dry well, tells the story of humanoid endeavour and natural beauty. The relentless pursuit of resources and the stark reality of the desert's unforgiving nature. The blooming cacti and their colourful prickly pears add a touch of life and vibrancy, a testament to nature's resilience even in the most challenging of environments. Okay, that should do for the description, and you shouldn't need to do too much tweaking for your game. So, I was going to move away from the hot maps, but it seems you want to see a little more before we move on to other things. I will see if inspiration strikes for another desert or Badlands map. Remember, you can always comment below to request a map, and maybe that will be all I need to make another one. I hope this inspires you to construct your own Dungeon Alchemist maps for your next tabletop campaign or game. As always, please help me to make more videos for you. It's free and easy to do. Hit that like button and subscribe if you want more. Dropping a comment also helps push my videos to more games masters, so thank you for taking the time to do so. Let others know where to find this channel, and together we can help games masters make more immersive maps. If you wanted to support my content and channel, you can always hop over to my Patreon, details listed below. May the dice ever be in your favour.